Good morning. All right, here we are, midway through the week. Hope you're doing well. All right, in the news, the big news here we're going to talk about briefly. Karen Handel's victory in Georgia, 52-48 margin was the last figure I saw. Not an overwhelming victory in the sense of if you compare it to how Tom Price did back in November when he won the seat again, but we're talking about a brand new candidate. And at a time where the Democrats had been putting a lot of pressure on voters and had poured a ton of money into the campaign, mostly outside money, it became the most expensive congressional race in history, and a lot was at stake, I think, just at least psychologically. The Democrats thought that they could make this a referendum on President Trump, and if they won this, that this would turn the tide for them. Instead, they are now even more stuck in the mud and even more unsure what needs to be done. They're trying to paint a positive note about the victory, but about the defeat, I guess I should say, but their defeat. But it's not going to work. I mean, President Trump and others have already jumped all over the Democrats. Trump tweeting that the Democrats are now 0-5, starting with the November election. And then you have the 4 special elections, including the other one yesterday in South Carolina, where the Republican won there. So the fear that for the Republicans that they would lose any seats in these open elections after Trump had appointed congressmen to his cabinet proved to be wholly untrue. And even though we're not talking about huge victories of margin in most of these cases, it still is a message that there's enough support for President Trump, there's enough understanding of his message that none of the, all this outside money and noise is what it is outside money and noise. Hollywood tried to get into the act in Georgia. None of this worked, so 2018 doesn't look great for them, and that is a problem that they're not going to be facing. They're left picking up the pieces, trying to figure out, what are they going to do, because nothing they tried since November here with all these special elections has worked. They've lost every one of those, and who knows what that will do for them in 2018, but like I said, it doesn't look good for them at this point. A couple other things relating to the White House. Laura Ingraham speculated now that rumored that she might take over for Sean Spicer to handle the briefings, press secretary, and that Spicer will actually become director of communications. Spicer may be more suited to the behind-the-scenes role in the end. He's had a very tough relationship with the media. The Trump administration has laid down the gauntlet with the media. They don't like it, which I think is just tough. You got to take what they're willing to give you, and to keep fighting with them, it really doesn't get you anywhere. So we'll see. I think Laura Ingraham type of person would be absolutely wonderful, handling the daily briefings, but it is quite a grind. So I'm not sure if, Laura's hosting her radio program, she'd have to give that up. I'm not sure that hosting the radio program is a whole lot more difficult than being the press secretary to President Trump. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not any of this comes to fruition. Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, has come out and said that he thinks that Trump will win re-election in 2020. And so that's another blow to the left, is that you have a prominent liberal coming out there and now saying, Ted's, this is it. When you have a guy like Bloomberg, basically saying that Trump will win again, that's not the kind of message you want to hear if you're a liberal at this point. Do want to just say, and then Ralph Norman won in South Carolina in a race that no one was really paying attention to. That was the other congressional race, making up the 4 that were opened up for special elections. A couple other things real briefly. Brussels train station, terrorist attack. Somebody set off an explosive device. That person was then quickly neutralized by police. And this makes Brussels, I'm sure, extremely nervous, because it comes on the heels of France, where the Champs-Élysées was attacked, and and then the London van attack with the crazy person mowing down some Muslims outside a mosque. That's uncalled for behavior. I'm sorry, just don't do it. And then finally, Travis Kalanick, CEO, founder of Uber, is resigning. He's taken a lot of heat for lots of different things. In line with that, they're actually going to be offering in-app tipping, so I think that's long overdue for the drivers, is to have a shot at earning a few extra bucks with tips from people who want to be a little more generous but can't. Anyway, so we have that. Kalanick, became a controversial figure with a lot of things that have been said and done recently, things that he had done in the past. Probably the best thing for that. I do want to say that I met Kalanick years ago. He'll never remember it. But he was here in town, did a bloggers briefing with us at Heritage Foundation, and I've been kicking myself ever since then, thinking like, why didn't I try to get more involved? Maybe I could have gotten a few shares, optioned my way, or had an opportunity to, and would have used the opportunity better to buy into to other things. So anyway, that's it for now. Join, if you see this in time, join us on Facebook and on Periscope, Twitter, for the live broadcast of the Bias Buzz podcast. Otherwise, wait for the YouTube video tomorrow. Hopefully we're over our technical issues that resulted in no YouTube video for last week's podcast. We had the Periscope and we had the Facebook, but no YouTube. So hopefully we're back on track. And we're going to be talking about these issues and a whole lot more, including repeal of Obamacare, what's the GOP replacement plan like, and then how to, what are the ramifications of Georgia's 6th district here. What does it have on the rest of the race, terror attacks, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so hope to see you then. Until then, stay safe. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow in the morning.